What if all the mods you love for your favorite games suddenly vanished? I'm not talking about a single mod getting an update. I'm talking about a massive, coordinated attack on the Steam Workshop. Mods are disappearing and the creators who made them are panicking. This isn't a huge corporation like Disney or Nintendo shutting things down. This is a suspected group of malicious actors that has figured out how to abuse a key part of the system to get mods removed for no reason at all. It's a crisis that's putting the future of modding on Steam at risk. So to understand this, we first need to talk about DMCA. If you've been on the internet, you've probably heard about it before. In simple terms, it's a law that lets a copyright owner tell a website, hey, someone stole my stuff, please take it down. The website, like Steam, YouTube, or any other media platform, then has to act on this request to avoid getting into legal troubles themselves. But what if someone who doesn't own the copyright starts using the tool to take down anything they want? That's what's happening right now. A person or a small group is filing what appears to be false DMCA claims against some of the biggest and most important mods on the Steam Workshop. At first, it wasn't exactly known if the claims were legitimate, but going now by the number of copyright claims that are coming in, it definitely seems like someone is abusing the system. The list of effective games is literally growing by the hour, and it seems like nearly any game on Steam that has the workshop feature is a target. It's hitting all kinds of communities, from deep strategy games like Hearts of Iron 4, Stellaris, to survival games like RimWorld, Project Zomboid, and creative sandboxes like Garry's Mod, shooters like Counter-Strike 2, Half-Life 2, and Left 4 Dead 2, and even other popular titles like Terraria, The Binding of Isaac, Portal 2, Starbound, Gates of Hell, Mount of Blade 2, and Total War Warhammer 3. These are just the ones we know about right now, but I'm sure there will be more by the time I'm done this video. Genuinely, so many mods are being attacked that pretty much every single game that has the workshop is a target. But there seems to be an exact incident that kicked everything off. We need to look back a couple of months, a previous conflict which some are calling a DMCA war. It started with a disagreement between two popular Hearts of Iron 4 mods, which involved a DMCA report being filed against each other. Now, this was a few months ago, and after that was settled, things sorta just calmed down. That was until today. So seeing as a lot of similar mods plus a whole bunch more were all hit with copyright claims, many people pointed back to this situation. Now, this is where a reply from an associated developer claimed that their team was not behind the new wave of takedowns. They stated that it was an unknown individual using a specific email address to target popular mods, which goes back to it being a copyright troll, seeing as now we are seeing so many mods getting hit. So how does this actually work? Well, Steam's current DMCA process is a standard practice for many online platforms, largely due to DMCA Safe Harbor. This is designed to protect sites like Steam from being held liable for copyright infringement committed by their users, as long as they follow this specific protocol. When a claim is filed, Valve has to act on it to comply with the law. The workshop creator or developer is then responsible for filing a counter notice. Now, this is exactly where the abuse comes in. A person filing a DMCA claim usually doesn't have to provide much proof. It's easy for them to just check a few boxes, fill in some info, and then say you are the owner of XYZ. Due to what we talked about earlier with DMCA Safe Harbor, Valve just passes the claim along. But for the modder, filing a counter notice is a serious legal statement. They have to swear under penalty of perjury that their claim is true. This can be intimidating and even frightening for many people, as it does open them up to potential legal problems. Many workshop creators and developers who do this for free in their spare time most likely don't want to get involved in a scary legal process, so it would just lead to them abandoning their mod and the troll would win. But the result of a successful false claim could be even worse. If content gets removed, the modder's account can get a strike or even just flat out banned. We have seen legitimate uses of people using the DMCA system on Steam, like when someone allegedly stole from a Japanese artist. Plus, one of Counter-Strike's most iconic skins comes from someone using copyright on the workshop, which led to a bunch of other skins that creator made also getting hit. So with this massive wave of DMCA claims on the Steam Workshop, All of these mods are essentially held hostage. It forces creators to choose between risking a serious legal battle or simply giving up on thousands of hours of hard work. Now, to be clear, Valve's system just simply follows the law. They have to respond to DMCA claims to avoid legal liability. But the community is arguing that Valve has a moral obligation to protect its creators from this kind of blatant abuse. I do think this is more of a problem with DMCA itself, which is why you see this exact problem across different platforms, like even YouTube as well. They want Valve to implement a more serious review process for DMCA claims and to have real penalties for people who file false ones. A lot of people are also pushing for better communication from Valve on how they plan to handle this. Now, I have reached out to Valve for a statement on this, but once again, I do think this is more of a problem with just how the general DMCA system works. Valve could try to implement a manual review process for claims against popular mods, or create a better system to identify and then ban these repeat offenders who keep abusing the DMCA system. The only thing is that there is just so many uploads on the Steam Workshop. I mean, just Gary's mod itself has hundreds of thousands of uploads. Now, the interesting thing is that when you are filing a notice of copyright infringement on Steam, one of the boxes you have to check says, "I acknowledge that under Section 512F of the DMCA, any person who knowingly materially misrepresent that material or activity is infringing may be liable for damages." So hopefully the people abusing the system actually face some damages. For the past few weeks, we have been talking about how a group used MasterCard's rules to get a bunch of games removed from Steam. And now we have a different situation where people are targeting mods on Steam through DMCA. So let's see what happens next and what Valve does to respond.